So this week did make some history. I don't know if you all caught on to this, but included in the list of some of the items. And if you're not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Kirtland temple was the very first temple out of, we have several hundred now, that Joseph Smith dedicated. Looking at pictures of it, I'll pull it up down here. And this is the original. So the Nauvoo temple is made to look like the original Nauvoo temple, but it was destroyed by a fire. This one wasn't, and the Community of Christ bought it, obtained it. There's a whole story of that I haven't researched a whole lot, but this is how it was. And a lot of miracles. We believe that Elijah came to Joseph Smith and fulfilled prophecy, and that the saints, the members of the Church of Christ of Latter-day Saints, saw angels on this temple. So it's very sacred, just how it is. And the angels were seen up here with Joseph Smith. I just feel chills as I'm thinking about it right now. And so that is exciting. Oh. Let me look at this here. Okay, it is verified. Okay, I'm excited now. I tried remaking this video. So they're showing the Kirtland Temple here in 1911. (1842). I'm glad that they said that, because that is when it was painted. Just go to here, prophetscars.com, to see the real photo of Joseph Smith that I'm convinced and fully believe is his face, / William B. McCarl errors, to hear why William B. McCarl was wrong about the forward-facing painting, but all the details about it. Because, again, Tegan Lucas was asking me all these questions, because I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. Again, her and Machi Annenberg were in Australia, and I just knew years were going by, and we were writing this paper, and she just keeps asking about the painting, and I just kept finding more and more out, and it didn't end up in our paper, unfortunately. In the specific scientific journal that the paper was published in, it just wanted to be small. But anyway, Joseph Smith III says here in 1910, in a letter to Salt Lake Tribune, he thinks it was painted in 1843. Well, he's nearing 80, and if you scroll down here, you can click on a link and find August 15th, 1879 in the Saints Herald, the paper that he was the editor-in-chief of, because if you go click on this, you can click backwards and then read editor-in-chief is Joseph Smith III, okay? And less than 30 days before this, he had donated the photo of the painting to the Library of Congress. So that's 2 times he said the painting was done before his father died. I just think when he was nearing 80, he was trying to remember what year was my dad 36, because I believe it was just growing up. This is confirmation. Yeah, this is what they were talking, because you see in the list right here, they say portraits of Joseph and Emma. Oh my goodness. I am so excited that our church will be able to take care of this and take care of these church history sites. And there's the portrait of Emma. And I don't have to worry about permissions if I work on something else. It sounds a little selfish, but it is a little like, because I think it's the only thing. I mean, I don't think they got the daguerreotype of Emma, but they probably held on to some stuff, but maybe not. Maybe we have the daguerreotype. Maybe we'll find the daguerreotype of my picture. Ooh, That'd be exciting. I don't know what they have. I went to Independence, Missouri, and someone was really excited and just kept telling me, you need to go to Independence. And they have like, kind of like the Pioneer Memorial Museum. You could just sort of see what's there and just go in and like, probably not be allowed to photograph anything, but they got me all excited, but maybe they knew about the Larson locket and were trying to let me know. I just don't really know. But they were closed. Like, I just used my credit card to fly to Independence and just to look at, really mainly I wanted to go look at their stuff, but I really just wanted to go there. And I went to the church history sites, and I was only there for a couple days, 3 days, 4 days. Can't remember how long I was there. Short time, but it was a great little solo trip that I did, and I'll be paying for a very long time because I'm poor. This is the Nauvoo mansion. They inherited that. So it is for sure. Okay, literally right now, like I was just like, well, it must be because it says portraits up here. Original oil portraits of Joseph Emma. So I feel renewed excitement. So that is what they obtained. And so this is a red brick house. Endowments were done in here. So it was like a temple as well. And just to be super frank, with everything Locke Mackay said and everything happened with the paper and all that stuff that was happening in 2022 in the community of Christ, and just sort of, this is a big relief to me. And I've wanted to go to Nauvoo, but it made me not want to. When all that happened in summer of 2022, I'm like, I don't think I ever want to go there. I don't want to run into him. I don't want to do anything with the community of Christ. That's how I felt. Because they were so nice, but it was like they were too nice. As I was having to tell them about a paper for years, since 2019, and we were published in 2023, and other people, but is that a sock? I don't know, but I could go there and find out. The oil portraits are in there, but the homes and everything, I've had concerns, worries. I don't know. They just they have parties, sleepovers in the homes and stuff. I won't say any more. It was happening. It was a little strange. That's enough. I won't say any more. Oh, this is a nice photograph. I don't know if this was cleaned up. I've seen another photo where you could. That's a really good photo. But I'm really happy and excited, especially just right now, seeing, okay, for sure, they are including this. They have the paintings. Wow. But this is 100% sure. I tried recording this earlier, and I was just going through this and just rambling, because that's all I know how to do, right? Because I'm just a girl that just rambles and doesn't know anything. But as you go through this, don't be alarmed that sometimes I quote Joseph Smith III a lot in the memoirs, and I've been very open-minded as I have researched, wanting just to know the truth about the forward-facing painting and the truth about my photo, to see what I just keep finding mounds of evidence. Okay, but a church historian was throwing shade at me. I want to say that again so you don't think I said something different. Shade. Implying, probably because I'm using in my research a lot of our LDS documents, but I link it from our church catalog. This is catalog Churches Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Since he owned it, clearly I'm going to quote him. And just because I reference contention and fighting, other historians do that too. It's just how am I not in line with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? That's all. Keep this girl in line. She's not in line. I don't know. It just really, I don't agree. So, but I don't like a lot of things this person has said, and it upset me a lot. Like, I don't like when church historians talk about Joseph Smith and say, well, he wasn't perfect, and they just bow their head and look down and just don't say anything for a while. I'm like, don't you talk about my Joseph that way. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood, but I know, seriously, especially when I was really first getting into this and really found out the truth about what happened in Nauvoo. A lot of bad things happened, but I don't think the bad men were Joseph or Brigham Young or any of our past prophets, right? If you actually watch my video and listen to me, you'll know that I defend all of them against Zelf on the shelf. I just feel sad for them. I won't say anymore. I know someone that knew that guy, but yeah, just responded. But obviously my thumbnail might not, people just, and that's why I just deleted comments. Because I had someone that wasn't supposed to be talking to me, and knew some very specific things that only a specific roommate would know. I'll just say that. I'm like, so why are you referencing that exact thing that only you shouldn't, but only that person would know that, and they shouldn't be contacting me, but they're contacting me. So it's just dark, messed up, and not right? There's just a lot of other things going on. Why I took comments off, but I do feel sorry for Saints Unscripted and Kwaku, but I also feel a little bit validated with some of the stuff that came out. That they just started just blocking anyone that brought up Kwaku. But they blocked my other account where I talk about EDS and stuff, because I wanted to respond to this woman that started realizing I knew what I'm talking about, and they just kept deleting. It's just like, why would you do that? I don't know. But I've had people get mad at me, of a specific person I've mentioned. But to me, I can see a clear difference where that person it was just arguing and putting me down. Like, well, everyone knows this, and and just like, how could you? And just so mean. Obviously, I blocked that person, But I can see how this I'm going to call her a young woman that's a producer of Saints Unscripted. Like, I think she looks like she was in high school when I had turned 30, So they're just young people, and they're sensitive. And each younger generation is almost more and more sensitive. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really fully agree with anyone, but I don't watch Saints Unscripted anymore. I don't hate them, but it just got really bad. And they would just leave a lot of very mean, hurtful, very personal attacks on there. But delete me just explaining about the forward-facing painting. It's like, of Emma. Because this woman was wondering if, because that painting looks so different from this picture of Emma. Like, well, is this real? Because there's a website that says it isn't. So I was just explaining that, and they won't leave the comment there. So it's just hard. And it hurts a lot to be singled out, and how they dealt with some things is just not good. Still, it didn't get better. But I don't think people were really seeking out the Spirit of Christ to make things better. A lot of people just want to be loud, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But this is exciting. So this is a glossy copy of it, and as you can see, unglossy. So both of them, for whatever reason, high gloss. And I want to know. The same artist that painted that painted a Head and Shoulders painting of Hiram. Shoulders. If it was one shoulder would be this, because you can only see one shoulder here, right? That's a profile. Shoulders, head and shoulders, as stated by David Hiram Smith in 1872, talking about Brigham Young. And just because I reference this or these fights, like other historians have, but for some reason when I do it, I'm like a bad person. I'm getting shamed. I shouldn't be. But Mother, referencing Emma Smith, has a picture of Hiram in her parlor, life-size oil painting head and shoulders. And there is the picture Brigham charged her with stealing when Alexander and I visited him 3 years ago. And you have to kind of understand, they also had some of Hiram's sons in there. As I've tried to understand, I just try to understand what happened, and I don't choose either side. You know, it seems clear definitely Brigham said some mean things about Emma. But if he believed it, to him, he's not being mean. He's just telling them the truth, right? And that's where a lot of people get mean and justify it. But Brigham didn't grow up like people that are using Brigham as an excuse to be a jerk. Let's stop that, Utahns and other specific people. He had a very hard life. Like, he had to fend for himself. Like, he had to go find a gun and shoot a bird in the trees and eat it because he was about to starve to death because his dad just disappeared. He ran around barefoot all the time. You know, like Joseph had a hard, but I kind of think Brigham, in some ways, he had a very, very rough childhood compared to Joseph. Even though Joseph had a lot of trials, he had a really good family. You know, and I think Brigham did his best with the hand he was dealt, and clearly was humble enough to become a prophet. And I believe that. But what we have is this, and it looks like it must have been rolled up. And I think if we had this original, like the Joseph Smith papers would have found it, you know. I think that's what he's talking about, because that would be head and shoulders. But someone's probably laughing at me, knows a whole lot more, and they're just not going to tell me. That's sort of how it's been. I've had to find things out on my own. I've worked really hard, and some top people have complimented me, and some have been very mean. But I'm very excited because I don't have to worry about permissions. Oh, this is so exciting. But just all of it is very exciting, and try to, it's hard, you guys, but focus on the good. And you know, and there's something awful that happened this day as well I won't talk about right now, so my mind is kind of reeling and going back and forth. This was, that was the mansion. That's how it looked before. You see there's some damage there, so this is 1907, so, but they had just come back to visit, right? Because Joseph Smith III was living in Independence, I believe, at this point. Is he in this picture? I don't know. Look at that. That's neat. But anyway, this is just really great. I know John Hadjitek or whatever was going to try to get investors and buy it, but they were just barely had enough. It's obviously they knew like our church will take care of these buildings and maybe do better because they have more money to maybe fix things that, you know, it's just, you know, the reasons why. And I'm just grateful. Like, I won't be so hesitant if I have money to go to Nauvoo to visit. I would love to go visit all the church history sites. I just don't have money and haven't been able to, but like someday I would actually want to now. Whereas with everything that happened, I was like, I don't know if I ever want to go there. So, this is just, I'm very grateful to President Nelson, our prophet, and all those that were involved with the deciding that they did this. this is just great and wonderful, and I'm still feeling very grateful and happy, and I hope you guys have a good day.